Good morning, everyone. It's October 8th, 2018. John Stone, forgiveness is overrated. I don't know who John Stone is, but I think I agree with that. It is overrated. I'm a big fan of music. I love music. When I'm in a pissed off mood, I throw on some music. That bad pissed off mood goes away after a little while. And one of the bands that I listen to frequently is called Suicidal Tendencies. And they have a song called Two Wrongs Don't Make a Right, but they make you feel a whole lot better. And one of the lines in there is, "Forgiveness is the key to destruction, but you can't open my door." What does that mean? Well, it means if you forgive the wrong motherfucker, it's going to come back and destroy you. That's what that means. And that's why forgiveness is overrated. I don't need to go through this whole article to get down to the nitty-gritty on this. How many times have we, as a society, forgiven lying sacks of shits of politicians? You know, like Bill Clinton lying to the nation when he said, "I did not sleep with that woman." I know I didn't do a good imitation of him, but that's what it was. But journalist David Sirota, and I hope I didn't butcher that one too bad, has just published an excellent op-ed titled "America's New Aristocracy Lives in an Accountability-Free Zone." And they do. A look at the Pope, for example. This motherfucker has committed so many crimes against small children, and yet he's never been held accountable. I mean, sure, there's been international courts out there who have tried to arrest him and put arrest warrants out for him, but he's not in prison, is he? You know, just like the Clintons and Harvey Weinstein, fucking all of them. Which begins, and this accountability-free zone begins with the observation that Enron executives were among the last politically connected criminals to face any serious consequences for institutionalized fraud. Sirota goes on to remind readers that there was never any attempt by either mainstream political parties to bring accountability to anyone responsible for monstrous offenses ranging from the disastrous invasion of Iraq to the manipulations of fossil fuel plutocrats on the Wall Street's plundering, which led to the 2008 global financial crisis. And you might recall that Donald Trump pardoned a lot of these people and banks who were responsible for the 2008 global financial crisis. So much for draining the swamp. Sirota's argument is solid. There is an aristocrat class which is or has successfully neutered all the institutional mechanisms which were meant to protect the powerless from the powerful. The government is bought and owned by the plutocrats, and so is the media, as the continued forgiveness of unforgivable transgressions which those institutions have been bestowing upon the aristocracy clearly reflects. This means that the only thing left protecting the populace from the powerful is the populace itself. And we're not protecting ourselves from these people, and if we do, again, we will be smeared on every fucking newspaper, on every fucking news channel as what? As being un-American and terrorists. Meanwhile, these people can completely destroy our country, our way of life, everything, and they get a free pass. Seems fair, right? So, back to one of these lines here. Alright, so this is why forgiveness is overrated. Because when you forgive, and it goes right back to that line in that song I mentioned, it's the key to destruction. You forgive these aristocrats, and bad shit just keeps on happening, it gets worse and worse, and now the only thing that is remaining to protect us is our weapons. And nobody's using them. That's what this means. Now, I face court pretty soon. I'm not all that worried about it because I'm relatively sure even if I do get prison time, it'll be about a 9-month stay. It still sucks, but you know, these guys can completely destroy our fucking economy and our country and the protections that you know, that help the weak from, or the poor from the rich. Those are all stripped away, and all that's left is the Second Amendment. And they are coming after that too, because they know eventually this stuff is going to spark the use of the Second Amendment. They go into, you know, how well, I'll go ahead and go over it here. He says, a couple of years back, I read a Shaun King article. We all know who that scumbag is. He's a lying sack of shit, but titled, Stop Asking Black Victims of White Violence If They Forgive Their Victimizers, about a bizarre trend in which the black survivors of police shootings and racially motivated terrorism were constantly or consistently finding themselves barraged with questions about forgiveness. Yeah, I mean, I see no reason for a family who loses a son or a member of the family to senseless police violence. I see no reason for them to be forgiven. Do you? I think when one of these people murders one of the citizens, and that's what it is, whether they're black, white, Mexican, they should face the barrel of a gun. But my words saying that, well, I could be labeled as a potential terrorist because I think you know, these politicians and law enforcement agents should be held accountable. They should be drug tested. They should be held to the highest possible standard by the public, but the morons out there, they won't look into the voting records of these people before they vote for them. They won't do any iota of research. They will just listen to the lies and believe them. And how convenient. In response to the latest wave of sex scandals in the Roman Catholic Church, masses of forgiveness were held. How convenient. They hold masses to forgive the Pope, and he gets a free pass for all of his crimes. So they these masses of forgiveness were held in August as a way to help the faithful in healing. You would think that the faithful would not be so faithful anymore after decades of accusations from some of the members there, specifically children. You would think that, forgiveness would not be a top priority. Because again, forgiveness is the key to destruction. And you can't open my door.